So Darko Zaric, the referee for the bout, brings them together. 3-minute bout. Clock stops every time the referee calls Yame, brings in a halt to the proceedings, so that 3 minutes could turn into 5 or 6 minutes overall. In the early stages of the bout, it's always testing, isn't it, Stefanos? You need to see what your opponent's doing, how they react to things.
Yes, to gather information about how the opponent moves, if you can take advantage of any of his movements or of his intentions. And then, of course, there is the psychological reason to feel the tatami familiar in your feet and to get ready to score 100%.
Both punches going in once more at the same time, but neither of them being successful.
Isso. Bora continuar aí. Obrigada. Aproveitar esses equilíbrios dela, Catarina, também. Isso. Bora aí à frente.
When you look at other categories other than your own, is there another area you focus on, maybe the lighter weights or the heavier weights? Is there any particular group that you choose to look at?
I enjoy very much plus 84 male because it's a show.
Yeah.
How can I say? You see two big men fight. And then you get to see in every category different styles depending on the continental or the country they are in. And of course, personality always plays a major role.
And you can learn from any of those categories, new ideas, ways of doing things.
As you said before, karate is for everybody.
Yes.
So you can learn from everybody.
And do you, when you see someone maybe in your own category new coming in, and you think you have to be, I have to be very mindful of this person. I think they could become a champion.
I do. There are some cases that I have already done this. For example, in the previous fight with the Japanese athletes. Hashimoto.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, 2 years ago, it was the first time I saw him. And not only me, I think generally the world saw him for the first time in the international stage. And I immediately understood he would have a great future.
He has something special.
Yes, yes.
Having a bit of attention as we see that there is a 1-point score. Two of the judges, those flags signifying that two of the judges have gone for that 1-point score. And karate is a combat sport. It has contact, but it has to be strong karate, but controlled karate. You see there's a contact violation given, and that's the third warning going to Vargova. There's the 1-point score in her favor and the century advantage. Rodriguez rushing in. There's only 23 seconds still to go, but she doesn't have to panic too much just yet. There's a video review request from her coach. So there's a kick to the back there.
It's not bad.
Was it with the foot, with the shin? Was the technique good enough, good form?
For me, it's a so-so. It was not 100%. In my opinion, if I have to say something, the technique is not appropriate.
Yeah.
It was a good effort though, but for me it will be rejected.
Because the kind of trajectory was going up, not in, of the kick.
Yes, exactly my thoughts.
So I think the decision has been made, but is it going to be successful? And according to the video review, yes it is. That's a 2-point score. That puts her now in the driving seat. Vargova will have to get a little. Oh, this one, certainly. That was a much better point.
That was a 100% score, yes?
Absolutely. And we can hear it from here. There's the kick. Good technique. And that's another 2 points. 4-1 now. She leads. Vargova's going to have to really pull out something special in these next 13 seconds. She has the senchu. But she's got to get herself in the next 8 seconds a 3-point score to win the bout. Rodriguez being warned. And Vargova now loses the senchu. Tries to kick, 5 seconds still to go. Rodriguez, coach, has put in a video review request. Vargova has a 1-point score from the judges. Still 3 seconds on the clock. There's the punch from Vargova. As the punch goes in there, it's actually 4.1 seconds on the clock as you see that punch going in. But did it go past the face? That's the thing, Stefanos. Was the punch on target? Not according to the video review team anyway.
Yes, it's a no. Good tactics.
Yeah, she managed that well, didn't she?
Yes, the space and the choices of the last 3 seconds were pretty good.
Very solid performance in the end. She started off a little shaky, but once she got that first 2-point score, she was sailing clean. So how much time do you have now? You've just finished the competition here. We've got the European Championships in a couple of weeks in Armenia, Yerevan. Then you have the Premier League, and you have the World Games coming up. You can't peak for everything. How do you balance your training program to know when you need to work hard, when you're always going to work hard, I know, but how do you decide how to peak?
Well, the peak can't be in every competition of the season. It's impossible. So my peak for this season will be just one, only the World Games. so only on August. And as for the training, I train hard every day. Of course, the intensity of some trainings maybe will be reduced some days before the Premier League, let's say,
Okay.
or the European Championship. But to be in the peak of my performance every time is not possible.
No.
And of course, we can't lose the meaning of champion's life. So if every time that I have competition, I have to lose training or to reduce training, I will not have improvements. So I'm trying to work as much as possible every time.
And it's always a fine work-life balance that you have to look for, and you have to earn a living. You have to do your work. There's a lot to take in, isn't there?
Of course it is. And don't forget the university as well.
And study.
Yes.
And you're studying?
Physical education and sports science, of course.
Which is to consider. Karate gives you a tenacity, a discipline, a work ethic, and not only can you succeed on the mat, but you can succeed in your private life, in your work life, in your education. It's a fantastic discipline, isn't it, to be involved with?
Karate is amazing sport as a approach of life is amazing as well, but especially for karate, I can say it is very beneficial for the private life, as you very correctly said. We have a great match here.
We do indeed. Female minus 50 kilogram category, and it's our second bronze medal bout, this time between Okazaki Aika of Japan and Reem Ahmed Salama of Egypt. Once more, an athlete from Egypt enjoying the home advantage. And you can hear the delight from the crowd in the Cairo International Arena here, getting the first point for Salama. And a video review request from the coach of Okazaki. Okazaki competed in both Paris and Hangzhou, but didn't take any medals there, and Salama didn't compete in Hangzhou, which she did in Paris, but there was no podium position for her there either. So looking for their first medal of the season. And there's a punch over the top from Okazaki. Elbow was a little high, arm bent. What do you think, Stefanos?
My thoughts is it will be accepted. I agree with you, the elbow is a little bit up, but the target is in.
Yes. She kind of rolling her shoulder a little bit. But as you say, it's this is the better shot, isn't it? It's definitely on target there.
Oh yes, and accurate, very accurate punch. But you know, it's one of those actions that if it's a yes or if it's a no, it is in a very small detail. So
exactly, and it's very, very tight margins. So the judges are looking at this in real time and making an instinctive decision. The video review gets a chance to consider the whole action, and I suspect that the video review was perhaps looking at the quality of the form of the punch.
Yes.
But it was very unlucky in some ways for Okazaki, but the point goes to Salama, and she gets the Senchu advantage.
You know, I've been in Egypt for a training camp. I've trained with the national team. Rima, the Egyptian fighter right now. Her craziness in the training is great.
Her craziness.
Yes. Maybe we had a break, a 2-minute break from hard training. She didn't do break. She kicked. She grabbed the wall and she just kicked and did many repetitions.
Her work ethic is amazing then.
Yes.
And you have an opportunity to do a working training camp here in Egypt. That's wonderful news that you can share those experiences between countries. You may be rivals on the mat, but off the mat, differences. That's brilliant. Salama taking another Yuko score. Okazaki with that typical tenacity from Japanese players. Never stop, never moving back, always attacking. And Salama takes advantage of that. Catches her with a counter punch. All four judges going for that 1-point score. No video review opportunity now for Okazaki. That was better this time for Okazaki, getting herself on the scoreboard. That must lift her spirits, Stefanos. When you're struggling a little bit and then you get yourself in a potential winning position. But Salama once more extends her lead with another Yuko score.
I believe here we see two different approaches from these both fighters. The one is more calm, and the other is more, how to say, alert, how to say. Two different approaches. None of them is bad or good.
They're just different.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okazaki gets another 1-point score. 30 seconds still to go. Salama still has to fight. She is leading. And she takes another 1-point score. Okazaki, she stopped there. You could sense she was feeling a bit frustrated by that. 27 seconds. Okazaki now has to put a bit more pressure against Salama, who turns cleverly out of danger. Okazaki going to get a warning for pushing. Now can Okazaki pull off something special here in the last 10 seconds? She takes it to the mat. Didn't quite get the punch in. Oh, no doubt in the next 10 seconds, Stefanos. Okazaki's going to go forward. Salama's going to try to keep her at bay. Throws in a kick. Okazaki still putting pressure on. 4 seconds to go. And then decides enough's enough.
It's a very usual strategy for athletes to go out because now they have space.
Yes,
right?
yeah, absolutely. She loses the senchu. Okazaki now comes back once more into a counter punch from Salama, who's got a video review request.
It was definitely out, but a clever coach, yes.
It's the strategy, isn't it? It's a tactic. All part of the game.
The coach used to be a big champion. Now he continues his career being the national coach. Bravo, Rim. Good job.
And not all athletes go on to become coaches. So, you know, planning the end of your career, and it's far too early for you to consider this, I know, Stefanos, but it comes to everybody at some point. And you talked about your studies in education, you talked about your dojo, your family business, and but to have a plan of where to go at the end of your competitive career is really important for athletes, isn't it?
It is necessary for me to know how to think, and therefore to know what they are going to do after their athletic career. Because as you very correctly said, at some point it is going to end. And after, you have to have already thought, what is next?
Yes. Could you become a coach? Can you become an international coach? Can you do seminars around the world?
Yes, of course.
And continue with that. You can see lots of former champions take that course, and very successfully. Emma Scardelli from Croatia. What a tremendous young athlete she is. 21 years of age. And what a sensational fighter Zhangbyrbay is. Her nickname is Monty. Pirkko Heinonen of Finland, the referee for the bout. Emma Scardelli wearing the red colours. Quite famously, really, she showed great sportsmanship, and she was in a contest with Jogela Salazar, a fantastic athlete. So Salazar was injured coming towards the end of the bout, and Scardelli looked at her and decided she wouldn't attack anymore. She didn't want to create any more injury from that was sustained by Salazar, who was limping quite badly. So what great sportsmanship you can find in karate from athletes. Here's the first point going to Zhangbyrbay. It's a 2-point score. A 1-point score, big pardon, but she also has the sensu advantage.
It's going to be a real fight. Yes. It's going to be a real fight. They are both fighters. And you see Emma Scardelli, a young star with energy in her young age. And on the other hand, you see the experience of Moldir.
That's a 1-point score going to each of the athletes.
Tako, te kretnja. Lijevo, desno, ciljate. Tako. S te kretnje možeš i zadnji i onaj oko. Pojačaj cimuna naprijed. Tako.
Zhangbyrbay quite happy to sit back and wait for an attack to come in from Scardelli.
Slobodno opusti.
She's in the lead. She has no worry about her capabilities are. There is a video review request. So therefore the screens, which one to choose. That's the decision by the video referee. And we're looking at red is the athlete that's being considered for a point. And there's a kick to the body. And then there was a kick as a counter from Zhangbyrbay. But the kick from Scardelli seemed to slip across the body there, I feel.
I agree. And it is rejected.
And that's no point, no card for Emma Scardelli anymore. Coming to the halfway stage. Zhangbyrbay is still leading. 2 points to 1. She has the Senchu.
Približi, probaj na jedan raditi. Krati na jedan. Hvatate između dva, okej?
A long way to go still. 1.5 minutes left.
Different styles of these two. You have that bouncing movement, quick attacks from Scardelli. Zhangbyrbay happy to just stand her ground, waiting to take advantage of any weakness in the attack from Scardelli.
Mine. Opusti. Kretnja.
You can see that Moldir doesn't give space back at all. You can see she has the center of the tatami.
She commands the area, doesn't she? This time though, Scardelli has managed to find a way in. She'll take a point. That's now 2-2, 47 seconds to go. Zhangbyrbay still has the advantage. Now she has to change tactics slightly because she wants to, if she sits back too long, she could fall foul of another point. This time goes either way, 1 point each. It's very tight though, isn't it, Stefanos? A very close match this. Now, tables have turned.
For the first time,
Yes.
the first time in the fight, yes.
How do you feel Zhangbyrbay is going to react to that?
I think she will be patient.
Video review request from the coach of Scardelli, but there's another point going in the direction of Emma Scardelli. We're looking at a video review for blue. Moldir Zhangbyrbay.
Ne lelujaj sad u toj kretnji. Slobodno iz te kretnje možeš onda ono nabacivanje u glavu.
You couldn't quite see where the punches went, but she was looking for a point for the kick. But from that angle, it was difficult to see if it was going to be on target. But the video is being completed and rejected. 28 seconds. Zhangbyrbay now trailing 2 points by 2 points. She has the Senchu. She needs to get a 2-point score. 3-point score would secure her a quite comfortable lead.
Oh, that was in.
Goes for the kick round the back once more. That's what she was looking for. And there's that gold on the shoulders to demonstrate, of course, she is the grand winner.
5-5.
Season, and she has the Senchu into the last 10 seconds we go. This time it's Scardelli who's got to go forward. Zhangbyrbay doesn't want to go off the mat because she'll lose the Senchu. She turns quite cleverly, gets out of danger. Scardelli comes in again close. Zhangbyrbay moves away. She needs to be careful she doesn't lose the Senchu from time wasting, but the timer ran out. And she played that really quite cleverly right to the end, didn't she?
certainly did.
5-5 the score, but that sensu advantage for Zhangbyrbay made the difference.
But great fight.
And how it kind of bounced from one to the other.
Yes, yes, yes.
How do you manage to maintain concentration? Because the slightest loss of concentration and bang, you've got something scored against you.
You know, of course it depends on the occasion. But me personally, first I'm breathing consciously. First I'm breathing to realize where I am, what exactly is happening, and after